Well guys, we're getting back to work on our mobile home rebuild today, but we're starting at home. This is where we live, this is our house, and we're not at the mobile home property today because we have some prep work to do to get ready for the upcoming projects. And mainly we got a load of lumber in the bus that I have to rip. We're gonna rip it all down to 1-inch strips. You'll see what that's for later. And it's just a lot easier to do it here on the table saw than to bring it all over there first. Well, that's a good start. We got 39 1-inch strips of wood cut. And just doing this little bit of extra work this morning just saved us $300. We went to the store and we were just gonna buy 1x2s, simple 1x2 boards to do what this job was gonna do. We'll talk about the job later, but the point is we were gonna buy 1x2s pre-made and they wanted over $7 a piece. I think they were like $7.68. And now multiply it this many times, okay? We're close to $300 right there. Like, it's something high. I don't know what the math is right now, but it's up there, 200 something. So almost $300 it would have cost to get this pile of wood. And honestly, the 1x2s, they were a little bit thinner than I wanted. I would have preferred a true 1-inch thick board, but I was just trying to find an easy way out. So after I saw the price tag, we decided to just pick up 2x4s instead. We paid $3 a piece, like $3.34 a piece for these 2x4s. I got 3 boards out of each one. That means each board was only like $1. $1 each versus almost $8 each. So again, with the math, I don't know exactly how many 2x4s we just went through, but not too many to do this whole stack, and it was pretty inexpensive. And I mean, let's say we saved $250 to $300. I don't know what it is, but that's cool. So money saved. And the only thing you have to know is that when you rip 2x4s or any kind of wood, when you rip them, some wood has kind of like a built-up tension in the fibers of the wood. And when you rip it, you release that tension, so it's going to be more prone to warping. So you might have a perfectly straight piece of wood, but you cut it down the middle, and suddenly one half starts to bow. So you got to be aware of that. It's not always going to be ideal for furniture making, but for this that we're going to be doing, we're going to be gluing and screwing these to framing in the house. So I don't care if they warp a little bit, because we're just going to force them into place. We'll just bend them where they need to go and screw them in. It's going to be perfect. And not only did we get all that wood processed, but look at what we ended up with. Leftovers, all these nicely cut strips of wood, and they look like they're about 1/4 inch thick. We can save all of these, and we can use them for paint sticks, for shims. These are excellent shims doing doors and windows. I hate using those angled shims. Sometimes I just want a flat shim. Any other little projects that we can think of, we always use strips of wood, so we save this, and we save a lot of money. So we made it over. We're gonna unload the bus and get all that wood brought in here and ready to go. I don't think this has to be a secret or a mystery, so I'll just explain it to you. I've been looking at these little trusses up here, and I want to build them down. That's why we were ripping all those boards. We're going to be gluing and screwing them to the bottom of the rafters and adding an extra inch. It's going to be a little hard to see, but these trusses, they sit, well, about 1 inch above the top plate. And they're sitting quite a bit up there. And if I put a ceiling on there, it's going to be floating above the wall and leaving a weird gap. I don't like that, so I just want to fill it in. That'll bring the ceiling down 1 inch. It gives me an extra inch of room for insulation, which every inch counts in these thin ceilings. And also it'll give me fresh wood on the bottom of the trusses. These trusses are very old, 40 years old, and they're dry, so they're more prone to cracking and splitting. And even though I do have to screw these boards to the bottom, there'll be some nicer wood to screw into when we attach our ceiling. So that's what I'm doing with that, but the problem is there's still a lot of prep work to do before I can put those in. Currently above the top plate is a little strip of wood. It's just a little chunk, you'll see it when I pull it out. This has to go to make room for those boards that we put in. So I gotta go around the whole house and basically rip this little strip of wood out. It was just a little filler strip.
Whoa.
Well guys, I've been working my way around the room for probably what, how long?
2 hours, I don't know.
It feels like it's been a while and I'm getting really bored of it. It just gets old holding your arms up, chipping away all this nonsense. And it just shows how much work we still have left to do. Even though it looks like we're so close, we keep finding more and more things that need to be done before we can move forward. I removed so many staples and so much bits of old ceiling, all those wooden strips that were in my way. Getting a really close look at everything, finding out which trusses are loose and need securing, where we need to repair, where we need some more work. I still have more ceiling to chip out on this flat part. I was only primarily working in the cathedral areas, so still more work to do, but it's getting boring. I didn't show much of this because it's just so monotonous. Yeah. You guys get the point. So I think, though, for you guys, because I want you to feel fulfilled when you leave here today, that I'm going to try to squeeze in one more fun job, one more project so it's not so boring. But the reality is that behind the scenes, there's a lot of boringness in renovation where you could spend hours just
oscillating staples off the floor or what you just did.
Cleaning, scraping, whatever. That's the reality. But let's go into fantasy and build something cool. So right here on this wall, I'm going to add a window right here. Now, unfortunately, I put some strapping here because I was thinking it was going to hold the house sturdy. But it's right in my way. I don't know why I didn't think of that when I did it. So this strapping has to go. Luckily, something bizarre happened to this house since I put that strapping up. And the house shifted. See, all these wall studs, they were leaning this way. So we were trying to pull the house this way a little bit so that we could get that kind of lean out of it. Well, we had it strapped up tight and this thing was taut. I mean, taut. It was like I felt it. And then over the last couple weeks, something happened where it's got so much slack in it. It got super loose. That means there's no tension on this anymore. And the house must have went even further this way on its own. I have no idea what it's doing, but that's a good thing. So I'm just giving this over explanation to tell you that if I take this strap down, it's okay. Because the house is doing what it needs to do right now, and the strap is holding no pressure. It's actually got a bow in it. It's pushing away from the wall because it's actually like, it's weird. And I had so much pressure on it before. It was just dead tight, so. Whatever, let's pry this off and see what we need to do to get our window in. Now this strap is very expensive, so I'm going to try to get it off in one piece without ruining it. Done. Now we're going to be installing a skinny window for a change instead of the double wide that we've been doing. It's going to only fit in one little bay. So I'm going to start by cutting these out from where I want the window. And what's interesting is there happens to be a 2x4 already here. So this one is good, but I'm going to replace this one. So we'll be cutting this out too. Somehow we forgot or missed the strip of metal that we gotta take off. Whoop. All right, got those two little pieces of wood knocked out. I'm gonna get this 2x4 cut and we'll be right back. Almost doesn't count.
You either win or you lose.
So right now, I'm getting this 2x4 notched out. You'll see. I'll show you. Perfect, perfect. All right, notches complete. So we're gonna line our notches up with these strips. All right, we just got this one screwed in where it belongs. And now...
There's a staple in that middle.
I have a couple of them. That's alright, I'm just gonna cut that metal right out anyway.
Oh.
Good luck with that. Okay. What is going on here? Why is this so tight? That's where it should go. So there it is. We just framed up our little tiny baby window. And I know it looks tiny, but in a small bathroom, we don't have much room to work with. So we have to take advantage of what we can. We really do love having a window in our bathrooms. So with that said, I just have to cut out the metal.
That's loud.
Can I get in here at all now? Probably not.
Say something profound now.
This window's pretty high up.
Yeah.
Private.
Yeah.
So I'm finally ready to reveal the new window. Here it is. Now this window actually came with cross braces, like a grill in here to make it look fancy, and it didn't match the house at all, so I just ripped them off. They were just aluminum grills that were kind of clipped into this glazing strip, and I did break the glazing strips a little bit, but it won't hurt the performance of the window. We'll touch those up later. But I did take the grills out, just so you know, it didn't come this way. And I kind of made a mistake because I bought this one not realizing how black it would be. It's actually black. Our other windows, they're all bronze colored, you know, like a dark brown. But this one is truly, truly black. I hope it doesn't stand out too much. It's annoying because I did have an option of a brown one, but online I couldn't tell if it was too brown. I didn't want it looking brown, I wanted it looking bronze. And this was closer to bronze, so it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and get the butyl tape all around this edge, mush it in. We're almost done. All right, we got our butyl tape all around the edge. I hope it fits. We got the drill, we got the screws.
Drill right here.
Can leave. Just the nature of it.
It's so cute. Look at it.
All done. That's cool. So now the side of the mobile home has a new feature. And honestly, it brings in a lot of light and it's gonna help this little bathroom quite a bit. And that's another little sneak peek at our future layout. The bathroom will be right here, pretty much in the center of the home, and that is going to be pretty good, I think. Now, just to clarify, answer any questions, the reason we only replaced one stud is because one of them was a 2x3, one was a 2x4, and we just gotta have two of the same so that it's the same thickness and the window can sit flat on the wall. And it was just made sense to replace that one board. And we don't need a header. It's not really carrying any load. Remember, this was just a stud bay, so there's no extra load carrying needed. And it was just a super easy install for a change. You might wonder why we didn't go bigger, because maybe wider, maybe longer, but you're gonna see when the layout comes that we don't really have a lot of room, because this is going to be basically above our toilet. And it's like shower, sink, everything's in the way. That's literally the only spot that we had, and I hope I got it right, because it's hard without any of the walls in place to know exactly where things are. But we do have a pretty detailed blueprint of the house, so like, we think that's right.
I hope it's right. They all need to be cleaned.
And we do have a screen to put in it too. We have the screen taken out, but after we clean it, we'll pop the screen in and call it done. And something I didn't realize until we were just installing it is that window was so out of square. It was manufactured all wonky. It was super skewed. Not a big deal. We centered it up the best we could, got it screwed in. It won't hurt a thing, and it's done. And I think the black doesn't look as bad as I thought. It looks okay.
Yeah. And I didn't even do any of the flooring staples that I wanted to do, because you were using the oscillating tool the whole time.
Yeah.
Next time, maybe.
Next time, definitely. So I guess that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.
Hey Maverick, come here. Bring the toy. So this is something that we got for our children to play with. It's called a foxtail. It's been a lot of fun. That's what you want to play with today, right?
Yeah.
And what do you do with it?
You throw it in somebody's hand. This you can grab. This you can grab just for fun, but this is not meant to be grabbing. This is.
So it's basically a ball hooked to a tail, and you throw it. The other person tries to catch it by the tail. Depending on what color you grab, you get different points. We don't count points, we just throw it for fun. You want to throw it? Go ahead. Oh! Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh! So we're not the most athletic, but it's still a lot of fun to throw it around, and it's fun for them. Just thought I'd show it. Because there's not enough things to do outside, not enough people playing outside. Right?
Yeah.
It slipped off my thumb.
Oh!
Low and high. High and low.
Whoa!